Hello, everybody. I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
And streaming to you from a golden beach, this is Meso and Eljay.
Meso, this isn't really Golden Beach-like.
No, this is, I mean, the blur is slightly golden.
Is it? Is it really?
My shirt is slightly golden.
Okay.
It could be said that it is. Hello, everybody. Bit of a strange case here, but the promised day is here. We are about to watch the death battle of Kai versus Tahu and talk to you guys about the outcome. But we're pre-recording this intro bit just so we can like watch the video, and LJ is gonna like block out the screen because we don't want to be what would you call it, a commercial replacement?
Yeah, like a market
for Death
replacement.
Battle.
Doing reaction content has evolved over the years, and there's so much hard work and effort that went into this production. We don't want anyone to be like, oh yeah, I watched it watching Meso and Eljay. Absolutely not. You have to go watch the original. It's superb. We haven't seen it, but I'm going out on a limb. I'm guessing it is superb.
Yeah.
Just go watch it and then come back and watch this. And if you've already watched it and you're here for the live stream, fantastic. You won't be watching it again, but we'll commentate over it and see what's
and
good.
that makes total sense to me. But that's why we're here from the past by like, I don't know, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And as soon as this reaction is done, we'll cut to our discussion, basically, and that'll be live.
The purpose of this was to avoid spoilers. Meso and I have been dodging spoilers for hours.
Yeah, like you might ask, just like, well, why not just watch it on stream? Because the risk of accidentally seeing something in chat is far too much.
Yeah.
I've been dodging spoilers at work for like 5 hours. By the way, I've learned that I'm addicted to social media. Big shocker,
really?
but like, the amount of times I like was impulsively almost opening up like Twitter or Discord or Reddit.
You have a
problem.
problem.
Enough of that. You guys have probably all seen it. We haven't seen it yet. Do we have any last minute predictions, or are we still pretty confident in our prediction?
I am rooting for Tahu. I'm 100% sure Kai is going to win.
Are we still confident in our prediction of how?
No,
because I think we were both. Well, okay. I was pretty confident it was going to be the Nova Blast, Uno Reverse, Spinjitzu Burst, knockout finish. I don't know if you feel differently. I think that's what I said on the other one.
I think at this point there's going to be some weird obscure, because there was an article posted the other day talking about how Kai, it was like a panel of people that judge who would win a death battle from this series, and it was like 20-0 Kai. And they talked, I didn't read the full thing, but they talked about some weird obscure chain I had never heard of that nullifies elemental power.
It's because they're basing all their stuff off like non-canon material as well, which was a really weird decision, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That whole blog is unofficial, and like even if they end up being right, I really question their use of time, because like they're not going to use non-canon material. If they do, that would be so stupid.
They probably will.
What?
I suspect that they are going to use non-canon material.
All right, well, we'll see, I suppose.
Either way, I think it's going to be Kai. I don't know the mechanism. I think Kai is going, like, Tahu will transform into a Toa Nuva, and Kai will beat him with some piece of weaponry.
That's fair. Well, either way, I'm glad we were able to be here today, and as always, because I am the #1 BIONICLE fan, I've brought my mascot of support. My blur's taking it out, but it's Tahu, bro. It's Tahu. Look.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And definitely not a Ninjago set.
So true. All right.
Course.
What say we begin this?
Let's go ahead and get to. All right. I have it ready to go, so you do the countdown.
All right, everyone. Let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've only seen like 3 death battles ever.
See, I watch it a lot. Like, not a lot, but periodically.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
Good beginning.
The year was 1990.
Oh yeah, we need the story about how Lego was saved from bankruptcy.
Well,
Oh
this is
no, the
Ninjago.
ninja story.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Ninja Surprise. And the surprise is death. The near
Nice.
death of the Lego company. Ninjago.
Dude, old
starts in the
Ninjago
village
looks
of
so bad.
Ignacia.
Dude,
Kai
it's
was a
like
simple
watching
blacksmith
the
trying to
original
get by
Toy
with
Story and
his
then
sister
watching
Mia.
the
Not
new
that
one.
He had the patience for his
Yeah.
line of work.
Kai's fiery streak couldn't be matched. It happens when your parents mysteriously vanish.
Dude, they
the-
showed the scene.
It's the time in the Big 2-6.
The tiny knife, dude.
Thanks to the guidance of Master Wu.
Sub 20.
Dude.
Sits next to Chaparral in the battle box.
Nice.
Dude, that's awesome.
Look at him go.
How much of
He's
this
like
is
a
true?
living Beyblade.
Well, it's
I
actually a
imagine all of
Christmas.
it.
balance to deliver dozens of
That is fire.
Jamming music.
Yeah, their soundtrack's awesome. All right, the power list, they've truncated it.
Air Jitsu.
No.
Dragon form. I thought they wouldn't do that.
Oh, great.
Because of Unity.
With Master
Yeah.
Wu's other students, Jay, Cole, and Zane. Mini guy. If he gets cut up, he just pop back
We did
together.
watch the
Nope.
two like character videos from before,
Yeah,
so
this is
a lot of this is recap material. That's why I'm like talking over it.
Yeah. Which-
Oh, so
we should
Jay will
anyway.
take a hit, but he's
Yeah, I
pulling
know,
himself
that's
back
fair.
together like
It's really, anytime we're not talking, I should be cutting
Which makes his
the
quest
footage.
all the more perilous.
That's fair.
Long ago, the golden
Remember,
weapons were
watch
forged
it.
by the first
Watch it.
ninjutsu master
The original
to create
video.
The continent of Ninjago.
Yes. Go
Kai
support
eventually
Death Battle.
gained
The link is
golden sword
below.
of
It's in the
fire,
description.
through which he can channel his-
So much so
Dude.
that if Kai is
This
surrounded
is
by one
insane
more
that
player,
they are
he falls from
actually.
mega-sized spin jitsu
I
burst.
think it was.
mean,
it was
Kai
this.
wasn't the
No, there was
easiest
something
enemy
else
to
we
work
were
with.
surprised that
Eager
they
to
mentioned.
rescue Nia, he winded a lot
Oh yeah, the dragon
until he
form.
was tricked into helping
That's what
guard
I didn't
an
think they
escaped
would do.
princess.
I was confident they were gonna do the
But it
burst.
wasn't all bad. They
No,
got all
'cause,
the
like,
golden weapons.
he can do it.
With
Like,
his
it's
sister
fun.
rescued, Kai vowed to become a real elemental master and prove he
Kai's
wasn't
achieved his
just
true
hot.
True
potential.
potential.
Got to training
Yep.
when he wasn't slacking off and playing video games. Befitting a ninja and a pro gamer.
Up.
Kai is a master of stealth and climb any
Dude, yeah,
surface
pro
and is
gamer.
incredibly fast.
He's dodged lightning. And
Ah,
is
here we go.
Jay, who
The
now
comparison
won his own
feats.
elemental dragon.
Yeah.
Which, according
Stupid.
to the Ninjago Visual Dictionary, can apparently fly at
Dude.
light speed. Yes, this
Dude.
is a visual
Right.
Their sources.
Cole are so strong,
Their source, the random.
So
It
even as a
dic-
wild
what even was that, a
child,
sticker
It's a
book?
visual
check across a
dictionary.
dozen seasons of
Right.
ninja
Sure,
action.
that's very
Frankly, nothing was
Tommy
off
and
the table.
Jason and Hageman
the
approved.
virtual world season.
Got plenty of
Oh,
ninja
no.
gear, swords, grappling
Vehicles.
hooks, shurikens,
Vehicles,
motorcycles,
vehicles are included.
But swords of fire remained his weapons
No
of
dark
choice.
chain
When
whip.
Garmadon combined the golden
There's hope.
weapon into a mega weapon, Kai and his bros went to the past to get him back, then pushed themselves to the limit.
Mega
using the
weapon
golden
mention in the
weapon
year of
overload.
2026.
Dude, that's
With
insane.
so much energy, it exploded into a star.
While this did destroy the golden weapons, creating enough energy
it was
to
not-
ignite
definitely not a star.
is absurd. For a mass to become a star, it must first cross a critical temperature
No.
threshold of approximately 4 million
Oh, gosh.
degrees Celsius.
It's
And over
definitely
time,
not
Kai's
a
fire got so
star.
strong,
It's
he
like
could
a
melt down
comet.
those same golden weapons.
But no matter
They're-
how powerful he became, Kai's hot
That's gonna be important, isn't it?
This is going to be
Come
pivotal.
On, Kai oozes main character energy.
Lloyd, who happened to be
Why are we
Garmadon's
talking
son,
about
Why is this
Lloyd?
relevant?
Typical Nepo, baby.
This
But
feels like a
Kai
big
wasn't the chosen
non
one.
sequitur.
He still had a big role to play.
The threats just got
Oh, I
wilder
see.
from
It's
there.
like a he
Always rose
grew
to
up
the
kind of
challenge.
thing.
Kai's defeated
I
Karlov,
see.
the master of metal, and trained Wildfire, the master of heat.
With his teammates, he took down the Great Devourer,
Okay,
a snake
feats.
goddess that could consume the continent. And
His
not a
fire
the gin that could
reforged
lift
the
half of
golden
Ninjago's
weapons,
landmass into the
helped
sky.
destroy the mega weapon.
Took a hit
hit
from-
from Ross. What does that even
That's
mean?
gonna be important. It's a durability feat.
Power, the Dragon
Took a
Force.
hit.
No,
Oh,
no.
here we
It's
go.
a huge boost in power, can fight on par with demonic Onis, and can even harm the Overlord. First Spinjitzu
I don't think he
master.
harmed the
Remember,
Overlord.
creator of
Not
Ninjago
until they were
itself.
united into the dragon.
With his
United,
pals, they
but
summoned
not
a
one.
giant golden dragon that obliterated the Overlord.
Yeah,
Sayonara,
but like he
sucker.
didn't
That's the
hurt him
power
by
of
himself,
family
right?
and money.
Kai's
Dude.
journey took him
It's
far
probably an
and
accurate
wide,
secondhand
where
market
he
cost.
beat the odds time
Dude.
and time again. Because, hothead chosen one or not,
Dude, I love
King
rebooted
Kai
Kai.
was the fire
The shades.
of a ninja.
Interesting. To use
Okay.
a quote.
The upcoming battle is the
Most
first
of that
Death
was
Motion
fine.
Death Battle, animated
Oh,
by
that's cool.
Apartment D, the creators of Rough
Hey.
Life Danger Dogs. They
Shout
have
outs.
A ton of awesome stop motion animations on their channel.
I gotta check out more of their stuff.
Or this.
Absolutely.
Or this. Make sure to subscribe to Apartment D's YouTube channel.
That's cool of
for
them
awesome
to
animations.
100%.
have a segment. Most of that seemed fine to me, except the mega weapon bit.
Here we go.
Like, unless I'm wrong about that.
Yeah. A story as old as time. Lego is dying.
They needed something epic.
Nope.
Something that was
Yes,
Yep.
something epic. G2.
No, stop.
Showing
That's
G2.
BIONICLE begins
Why?
on the island of Mata.
Okay, well, that's accurate.
When 6 mysterious
Ah.
canisters
No.
arrived at the homeland
Have
of the
to.
biomechanical Matoran.
With help from a weird stone and his
So
little guy
pixelated.
Jakua, out popped 6 very marketable warriors. The Toa,
They were
Yeah, what's the
Kopaka,
green one's
Dal,
name?
Kohatu, Lua,
It-
Una,
That's right.
and their
That's right.
Tahu.
Of all the pronunciations, you picked the worst one!
freaking idea. He
I,
Okay.
I always used to call him Lewis.
Likes lava surfing. The All-American Rejects.
Nice.
But even
All
as
this is
the
accurate.
amnesiac hothead, Tahu
Chained
still
by
wanted to
Hydraxon.
protect the Matorans
Shout-outs.
from a threat lurking behind the scene. You can guess what Tahu was bringing.
Probably water.
Oh,
Real.
fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
guns, that was a good answer.
Even early on, Tahu could shoot fire, set his sword ablaze.
Dude, I still hope my
thousands
theory
of
about the
tons of sand into
adaptive,
glass, and even stop
ranged
volcanic
weapon
eruption.
turning into a
More
gun.
importantly, he
Stop
surfs
showing
on
G2.
lava. Oh man, that's so cool. I mean, hot.
Tahu's fire is so any known substance.
Okay.
Anything. And on the
Any
rare occasion that
substance.
his own fire isn't enough, he can absorb flames from his foes and surroundings. But it would
This
take all
will
his might
come
to
into
face
play.
Matanui's triumph.
Masks that give extra
Alright, adaptive
powers.
armor,
The Toa
Nova
suit
Blast,
above
Golden
budget.
Kanohi,
With his massive
and
shielding, Tahu can
the
make an energy
default
barrier that
masks,
blocks
not the
all
Nuva.
kinds of attacks.
There's also masks of telekinesis.
They
That's
included the
interesting.
Turaga
speed,
masks
and
as
X-ray
well.
vision. And from
That's
his
also
mentor,
interesting.
Takama, Tahu gained the mask of
And
time.
this, you called this. I did not think, I would
Man.
not have done this.
It makes sense.
Targets to a standstill.
Because they both have,
These
like,
masks
time
can be swapped
things
out
they
whenever
could call
Tahu
upon.
Yeah.
thanks to a cyber
There's
I
probably
don't
going to be
remember
some
time blades
dumb,
being
like,
mentioned, though.
reversal
Even
blade
against the Toa
shenanigans.
battled
Oh, you're
monsters
right.
across Matanui.
Like the Avoca, a beast
Not
that
an
can fire
Avoca.
lightning, which Tahu had to dodge
But
multiple times.
similar feat to
Even from
Kai,
the
so that's
start,
nice.
Tahu was a lone wolf who preferred going solo.
Not
even
quite.
if it meant leaving his Toa brethren in the dark.
His powers.
Hey,
and he
they
got
fixed
the
Pohatu!
rest of his team's powers.
Nice.
Awkward.
Also, this wasn't
Tahu
Tahu's
kept
fault.
pushing forward,
That
accepting
isn't
his
how it
team as
played
a
out,
sibling,
actually.
overcoming his weaknesses,
They just stole
and
the Nuva
rebuilding
symbols,
himself.
right? That's
Yeah.
all that happened.
By jumping into a pool of liquefied
Okay, here we
cyberjuice
go.
to become
Yep.
the Toa Nuva. Now boasting twin magma swords and later some slick adaptive armor, Tahu can fly and use his fire.
Adaptive
and
armor
supercharged
mentioned.
There we go.
Conjure fire cages, create lava pits, and steal the heat from other living beings. So much so that the process freezes them solid.
There
Okay,
we go.
so they are doing that.
Tahu and his team are among the strongest generations of
It was
Oh.
tough, but with some clever thinking and a
Umbra
weird twist,
mention.
They used Umbra's own super speed against him.
But perhaps Tahu's most
Yes, the
is
dance.
the forbidden
Let's
technique.
go.
The move no Toa wants to use, because the absolute
Oh.
annihilation that it causes is unforgivable.
The Nova Blast.
Yep,
Using
here we
all
go.
of his elemental energy at
So much
once,
of Bionicle
Tahu can unleash
media
a
is,
blast
like,
of
quote,
power
Greg
that
Farsty.
can potentially destroy
Shout
all
outs.
of Matanui. Not Matanui the island. Oh no, Matanui is also the planet, and not just any
What?
planet, but
No.
a living celestial being that became a planet.
Oh, boy, here
well,
we go.
okay,
If you
that's not
think stuff like
fully
Warhammer
accurate.
That isn't
Elder Scrolls
true.
has Too much lore. You're not ready for Bionicle lore. Don't
True.
even get me started on the shattering of Spherus Magma and the betrayal of the League of Six
Fierce
Kingdoms.
magma.
But more than any physical power, Tahu was learning that a good leader isn't just one who leads, but is willing
I mean, I
to
guess
be led.
simplifying
So,
Matanui
faced
to, like,
Matanui's
a
final trial,
planet, I
the
guess.
massive
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's fine.
The legendary Toa
Semantics.
of Light was Des Tahu, right?
This is how they're drawing this parallel.
Turns out, the Toa of
Yeah.
Light
That's
was
clever.
Takua.
Oh yeah, the little guy who opened the capsules at the very
They did do
beginning.
similar
The Toa were
things,
tasked
didn't
with
they?
guiding this new
They're a
group,
lot more similar than I
something Tahu
thought.
found surprising.
Dude, why does Becama's mask look like that? Look at it.
It's
It's like
the
twice
most-
as tall as it
it's
should be.
normal.
Solid team when they
No!
finally learned their
That's
true
too tall.
purpose. The whole
Till the
This is
Makuta
surreal
terror
seeing this like
Right.
in a death battle video.
Cancer. Tahu and the Toa
Cancer.
were meant to act like white blood cells, protecting the heart of Matanui and should he fall, resurrect him.
Yeah, Makuta
Yeah,
Matsu's whole plan was to amass an army, hijack rope.
But Tahu and his team were ready to fight back. With
Yes,
every
Tahu and
generation
his
of
team,
Toa
neck
joining
to
together
head.
to reawaken
The sprawl.
Alongside the Toa of Light, Tahu went on an epic quest for his final toy variant.
We are getting the golden armor.
The golden armor. Screw you, Tagua.
Oh,
All
they're
the crowd
including
powers!
all of them?
This armor not only increases Tahu's own
What?
power by
No.
several hundred magnitudes, but also absorbs the powers of those
Why
it
would they do
defeats
this?
for Tahu to use. Just in time for all the Toa to come together for the final battle of good versus evil.
There's so many of them.
Matanui
It's
so
versus
funny.
Kuta Pterodax.
Giant planet mech
I think that's a
versus
win
giant
condition.
planet mech.
Yeah, I'll say.
That's awesome.
With his new armor, Tahu annihilated Makuta's forces, destroying the slug-like Krata and taking their powers. Like heat vision, quick healing, teleportation, improved accuracy.
No way, they are actually including all of them?
That's kinda crazy.
That's insane.
I wouldn't have done that if-
he took a well-deserved nap. He
destroy
trusted his
maps.
final
Yeah,
message
so-
and the
sorry.
new world to Tahu.
I mean, these are
Guess he really is the main character.
technically all
Tahu
accurate.
led the way for the Toa,
Yeah.
the Torrens, and all the other peoples to create a new world. One for all Toa to see, shoulder to shoulder, united in duty and bound in destiny. For that is the way of the Bionicle.
I'll take it. That was better
Very
than
cool.
how G2 did UDD.
Very cool.
The battle's about to start, and this time it's
All right.
sponsored by us.
And how does that work?
Oh, thank goodness.
You
I
can
don't have
check out
to.
even more Death Battle on our
I don't have to
website,
exclude, like, a weird
deathbattle.gg.
ad.
It's got cool merch,
Nice.
behind-the-scenes goodies, and every episode of Death Battle ever. Uncut,
I don't know how to feel about
uncensored,
this.
unspoiled.
Dude, I'm excited. I don't actually.
'Cause I wasn't expecting the dragon form. They did mention mechs.
But they're giving
but
Tahu
the golden
basically
armor.
everything
What?
You're not
he
supposed
could
to break the
possibly
Yeah.
like that.
need.
Reality is collapsing.
Oh, no, wait,
Bro.
no, stop it. Everyone listen, we don't have much time. Go to www.deathbattle.gg and sign up for a membership right now.
I hate you.
Bruh. We love shilling.
All right, the combatants.
All
All
right.
right, I don't know who it's gonna be, dude.
It's time
Whatever
for
happens, I
Stop
think it's gonna be
Motion
cool.
Death Battle.
Stop shilling G2. This really annoys me. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Then again, it's some of the only non-crust visuals. Oh, right into it.
This is great.
This is awesome. The upscaled, like, top Kai puppet.
Let's see what you can do. Get off this island, pal, or you'll be nothing but hot ash.
They both sound great.
Yeah. Very cool. Nice.
Binjitsu! I will not break.
If he uses his howl and Kai like nixes it, I feel like they'll just talk about that later.
Yeah.
Another
Stick.
That's cool.
Nice.
Gecko.
The little bug.
time to heat things up. Ninja, go!
Random thorn axe
Yeah,
on the
I saw
ground.
that.
Oh, rising dragon. We knew this was
Oh.
coming.
Ooh.
Getting pushed but not breaking.
Oh, there's the
Coolest
volcano.
thing.
Oh!
Random. I wouldn't have used it there.
Dude, the mask switching's awesome.
Very cool. Skill. I like that.
That was awesome.
Nice. Bio. This is really cool.
This is great.
Epic.
Oh, yeah! This is where
Random.
Burst is going to come into play.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, there it is.
yeah. I still got
Oh.
a bad feeling about the burst. That's not how this works.
That's okay. It's so cool. Oh,
Here's
wow,
the
that's
question,
awesome.
Are we gonna get Mystica Tahu or not?
I
They just
don't think
bother.
so.
Very cool, this entire bit.
Are you
Air jitsu.
serious?
With jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin. That's
Are
the
they-
way of the ninja.
Okay.
Here we go.
Is he throwing his hands?
That was great.
Yeah, there's that sneak
Oh,
attack.
no.
There it is. Ooh.
Oh, that was the attack from Monstrosity.
Okay.
United in duty. Bound in destiny. This is the way of the BIONICLE.
Oh my
Dude.
gosh, dude.
The action shots.
That was amazing.
Dude, Stars Tahu so lame, so much lamer.
And yet, they're making it work.
Bro, not the dodging, bro.
I don't know.
Now or never.
What?
Matanui, forgive me.
Oh.
Oh god. Wow.
No, Tahu used his first. I don't think it's Kai's pulling something out.
Now, it's gonna be just as I predicted, but still, this looks really cool.
This is
Time
great.
for everything. Full power. Ninja.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I think we even
There it
thought
is.
this is how it was gonna go.
No, we did. We talked about it last time. So anime, bro.
I love it. Oh no! No! No!
Yikes.
Guess I was too hot for him.
Bro. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
KO! No, wait, that figure was binned!
This match was not an
Dude.
easy call. Let's build this set by examining their speed, arsenal, and power.
First up,
Meanwhile, the Toa and
Stupid.
Nika could not keep up
I don't
with
believe
Umbra, a light speed entity. And
Yep.
The Nika are similar in stats to the Toa Nuva.
Tahu definitely got a leg up with that golden armor, but Kai's got way more speed.
Are
than
you?
him.
They're
Like
quoting
Dragon
Shima in
Jutsu
this.
and the Dragon
Shima
Force.
lore.
Goes to Kai.
Masked plus the Krata powers, the Toa of Fire had plenty of abilities Kai
Bro,
did
he
not
only
have a
used one
direct
Krata
answer
power,
for. In
despite
theory, the Mask
them
of
giving
Time
him all of
alone
them.
could nullify
Yeah,
Kai's
that was
speed
kind of
advantage.
weird.
Yeah, too bad it hurts real bad to use. Whip this out every time there's a new monster of the week.
That's
So
good.
Tahu
Yes,
could not
that's right.
reliably depend on the Mask of Time
Yeah.
for a win without serious risk of a self KO. But he has dozens of other unique powers. The
I'm
masks of shielding, speed,
really
and strength help him
surprised,
keep
though.
up with Kai.
Like-
Add in golden armor powers like heat vision, quick healing, and improved
The quick
accuracy,
healing.
And Tahu has the
None of
wider
which was
arsenal.
used.
A lucky shot with disintegration could be enough to tip the scale.
If Kai didn't dodge with his way better speed. So this all comes down to power.
Okay.
Power! Sick ninja move. The Ninja Star.
Well, a star was made, that's been confirmed multiple times, but it was a team effort utilizing all the golden weapons.
I don't know if
Kai's
that's
clearly
true.
not blasting people with the power of a star on a regular basis.
It
But
straight up
neither is Tahu
isn't
with
a
the
star.
Nova Blast, a move we
They
technically
go
have
to it
never
and
actually
reboot it.
seen
It's a
reach
comet.
planetary levels of destruction, only heard about.
The Toa usually battle monsters that can break mountains, like the Borok, while Kai and Co fight foes who tear apart the entire continent of Ninjago. It's not like Tahu was throwing hands with.
I feel like on
Draco
paper that
Kudo.
makes
That was
sense,
Manui's
but when you
job.
actually
Still,
look at it-
the Star and Nova Blasts are their absolute peaks. A flame can melt the golden weapons, and even this official guidebook confirms they've got the combined power of a star.
That's where they're
right,
getting it.
Ninjago's got that epic
From
lore
the
too.
the very
Furthermore,
canon
Tahu's
guidebook.
Fire can reportedly melt any known substance. Giving benefit of the doubt and taking this literally, the material with the highest known melting point in the universe is tantalum hafnium carbide, an extremely rare compound that
When's that getting added to Minecraft?
doesn't melt until around 4,000 temperatures in excess
Dude,
of 4
that
million
guidebook
degrees.
completely
Far
tipped
higher than
this.
anything Tahu has generated or survived.
We gotta do some
100%.
research into this on the podcast.
So the Red Ninja
Because
is
I can't
bringing in a
believe
whole
wrong
lot more
place, wrong
firepower.
time
Well, it's
screwed
possible
us.
Tahu's fighter arsenal could land.
And Tahu just had to let go.
The winner is
Nice.
the Red Ninja. Kai.
That was good.
That's awesome. I love that.
That was good.
Death battle.
Oh,
What are they
my
doing
goodness.
next?
Who is the next fight? Are we going to have another Knack and Jay? We are not.
Of course. No, of course we are.
We
We're-
are
we're
not
both
having a
experts
Knack
in
and Jay
these
for
fields.
this.
Subscribe and join as a member to see
Wow.
more Death Battle. Thanks for
All right.
watching.
Well,
Okay. That was a lot.
that was a lot. We'll keep our reactions to a minimum because we're about to cut to live, and we can talk to all you guys in the chat. But like initial thoughts, super well produced video,
Brilliant
some
video.
iffy logic that I look forward to
Yeah.
analyzing.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a lot to discuss here. I'm very excited for it, but
Because it
man,
played out exactly how I thought it would, but the road to get there was not at all.
yeah,
how I
honestly,
thought it would
they
say.
made a bunch of decisions that I found very surprising, and if they had
Yeah.
stuck to those choices, I feel like we would have seen a different outcome. But
I agree.
regardless, tremendous video, so entertaining. Go check it out.
That was a blast to watch.
That was so brilliantly produced. That entire fight scene was exquisite.
Seriously.
Major kudos to every single person involved in that. Loved that. I'm gonna watch it again at some point. That was
it was way
amazing.
cooler than I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be, like even from the preview.
That was awesome.
But thank you guys for watching. We're going to nap cut to live, and let's talk about this some more.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, now we've time jumped to present day.
I know there are some people that are probably watching the stream and watching our final thoughts. But yeah, for everyone
Yeah.
that is just watching the stream, this is a time jump.
Apologies for not. I mean, I guess we could have done webcams for consistency, but nah, we usually just do audio only.
Yeah, no,
I
this
can,
is fine.
I can chill and recline in my chair and not have blinding light shining in my face.
Yeah. Let me know how it sounds, everyone, because obviously the audio is different now than it is during a pre-recording. So let me know if we're even and it all sounds all right.
So true. Thank you guys for watching that react. That was fun to do. We had a comment in our Patreon chat from Sir LeJohn, who's like, I've not seen y'all this hyped in years. Probably the last time we were as visibly hyped would be when the GWP came out.
Yeah, when we were unboxing it.
And Monarb just pointed out something that I missed. There was a Mixel cameo.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
How?
in the shot when the Rising Dragon technique is pushing Tahu
Oh,
back
I
in the
see it.
house. There's a little Mixel guy in
That's
the
funny.
corner.
Okay. That's really good.
No, for real. I will say my thoughts after having like an hour and a half to digest haven't changed overwhelmingly. Like, the rest of this video is gonna be like a dissection, and you know, some people are gonna be into that, some people aren't. Top level thoughts, it's not that deep. It's just a fun video, and we really liked the video. Like, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that was
Um,
tremendous. The production value was out of this world. Apartment D knocked that fight out of the park. My understanding is that it was the choreography, oh gosh, what is it called? What's it called when you have the images laid out before you do the actual thing?
Storyboarding.
Thank you. The storyboarding was done by Mutroid X Productions, who is tremendous. What an incredible stop-motion animator. I don't know how much more Charlie had to do with the actual animation, but it makes a lot of sense. I can see his work all over this, and he's just an awesome guy, and I'm so excited to see he was involved in this. And that was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, independent of like the scaling and the logic and who wins, like from a visual media production standpoint, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Seeing those characters getting to interact and fight in such a bombastic way too. Like
Mhm.
the fluidity of motion was crazy. The VFX were also insane.
Yeah.
Beyond what I had thought it was going to be, even from the little preview we saw.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a volcano, we had lava surfing, we had like so
Yeah.
much creative stuff.
And Apartment D is actually in the chat right now. They posted, "Woo, thank you, thank you. That was a treat. That was just such a pleasure to behold."
It's really so awesome, especially like, I mean, I'm an Ninjago and a Bionicle fan, but like as a Bionicle fan who's starved for content, this was really cool to see some visual media in the year 2026. Genuinely phenomenal stuff. Thank you guys so much. It was a blast. And yeah, my favorite part probably was the golden armor transformation where he cycled between almost all the different forms of Tahu. Um, I am curious. Maybe this is beyond the scope of what you feel like answering, but Apartment D, if you could maybe shed some light on this, what was the choice to not include Mystica Tahu?
It might be.
Was
I
that
mean,
like
I'm
a
sure that's a
scale thing?
scripting thing.
Maybe,
Because
but I mean,
also,
even
I
in
mean,
the-
Tahu Mata and Tahu Nuva, like Mystica doesn't look like either of them, so it makes so much
Well,
more
I'm-
sense to exclude. They also did post to their
I'm-
channel a behind the scenes preview.
I'm thinking more in terms of the transformation shot where you even
Yeah,
had,
no,
like,
that's what I mean.
GWP Tahu, minifigure Tahu.
I mean,
You think like the logic would be to not include Mystica just because he
yeah,
doesn't resemble the other forms?
yeah,
That's fair.
and I think
guess.
that was a good choice, personally.
Fair enough.
So
Mystica Tahu's definitely the odd man out there.
absolutely,
And yeah, there's a full BTS coming on Saturday, so I'm definitely gonna check that out.
yes, no,
that
I'm
will be-
excited.
A blast.
Yeah, what an
But yeah, for,
incredible
like,
treat.
I just want to like get that out of the way before we bellyache about the plot, because like it was super fun. I had the biggest smile on my face, as you could see.
as everyone could see. Yeah, no, we were really excited about that, and it was such a blast to watch.
Absolutely. No, it was really fun. And the way is that like obviously it's an upscaled Kai, but like there's parts where it looks like a full on like puppet, like
Yeah, it was 3D printed
really
for sure.
cool what they were able to do. Like the scene where he holds up the sword of fire and you can see like the joints and how it all is like strung together. Super impressive that they were able to get that working.
Yeah.
And have it flow as well as it did too. Because that was one of the biggest points of question, where like, how are you even going to do a fight between like a minifigure and a Bionicle character and make it look convincing? And they made it look convincing. The scale was right. The action shots were totally right. And they used like in a lot of shots, they had custom parts for Tahu where you can have like articulating limbs. Very very good part usage. Very smart.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I think we should
Leo,
probably. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, just last thing. Leo says, I think the lack of the G2 designs as well is odd, even though visuals were used throughout the videos. I agree.
No, that
it
makes
would
no
not make
sense.
sense. It would not make sense to include G2, but it didn't make sense to include G2, and yet they did all through the video.
But
So I do actually agree, and he should have probably had
No.
some rep in there.
I think that because there are two different crews here working on this, and okay, so Apartment D actually did respond. The animator of that shot had the gift with purchased Tahu and had just picked up minifigure Tahu before filming, so it was a spontaneous burst of creativity. We didn't have Mystica and G2 Tahu, otherwise they'd be in. I actually
makes
think
sense.
that limitation helped it. I think that made the shot have far greater visual consistency with Tahu as a character. So I think that actually worked out great. But
That's
that's
really cool. You were able to pick up minifig Tahu though to include him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, I
Thank you
think
for
it worked
that.
out wonderfully.
Okay, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I just think let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. Let's kind of break it down.
Okay.
I just want to first recognize you called this to a T. Like every part of this, you were 100% right about how it was gonna
Not
go.
not every part.
I mean,
just
basically
the-
how the end happened.
the core outcome of the Nova Blast into Spinjitzu Burst reversal. I think, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm like Galaxy Brain for predicting that, but yeah, I did. I just think like it's a very specific use case for the burst to even be a thing that could be done. And fighting another fire user is like one of the only ways that you could make it so. So it
Yeah.
makes sense. I think everything getting to that point is weird and not really how I predicted it would go.
So
Um,
we should probably address two of the elephants. First, the golden armor. So they did give him all of the Krata powers, all 42 of them, which I did not think was going to happen. I thought they were going to look into kind of how it wasn't certain what powers he had. Like there was some controversy, there was some inconsistency, there was vagueness about it. They were going to look at that and go, all right, the juice isn't worth the squeeze here. We're just going to disregard all of it, except for these two powers. But no, they just list out all of them.
very surprised by that. I thought for sure they would get like disqualified or heavily limited to just, laser vision and quick healing.
Mm-hmm.
But what's weird about that is he only uses the laser vision,
Yeah.
unless I missed one.
No, I think
no others were used.
I think there's an implication at the end that he also used disintegration when he blew off the sleeves and the hood from Kai. Because they were talking about that and saying, oh, Tahu could have used these powers, and that would have really messed Kai up, but Kai's too fast. So I think that was...
but like that.
Go
He
ahead.
didn't. You do that though. Like when the sleeves got blown off, it was for another reason.
Oh, no, you're right. That's right. No, I forgot.
So,
That's my bad.
Yeah, it's just
it's for the
you
mask
could
strength.
interpret that as like a visual manifestation of what that could have looked like, but he didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
So that's very, very weird. I think I don't really know what the logic is there, because if you didn't want to deal with them, it would have been incredibly easy to just hand wave them.
Yeah.
The fact that they gave him all of them is really strange, because then if you were going to do this in a thorough way, you would need to go through each one. And I mean, there's a few here that already I think could have a lot of problems, namely slowness, stasis field.
I forgot about that.
Like,
and also he had
a lot of-
heat resistance.
He did have heat resistance. That is one of them. Fire resistance. So I've been seeing a lot of things, like, as I've been kind of deep diving in this last hour while you were editing it. A lot of people saying, is it true that you can only use one Krata power at a time? So I've been seeing a lot of people throwing that around as if it's a fact, and
Let me
I'm
double
not
check.
100% sure that that's a fact.
Because it's going to be... the determining factor is going to be whether Makuta can do it. I actually think that is true, because in the story in 2008, the Makuta kind of gang up on Icarax, and they need multiple Makuta to pull it off. Okay, yeah, looking at BSO1, Makuta additionally wield a set of 42 powers. These powers can only be used one at a time, although the Makuta can rapidly switch between different powers. So that first one, these powers can only be used one at a time, that is a Greg quote. Someone asked, can Makuta use two powers at once? He says no. And the second one is Prisoners of the Pit. So, no, it is... But they can use the powers simultaneously with their mask powers. So...
Okay.
Take that for what
ultimately
you
it doesn't matter because he only used one at one point.
Yeah.
So really, I'm splitting hairs here. But like, I was mainly thinking about like if you combined fire resistance with slowness, because Kai was pretty stationary there in this Spinjitzu burst. He totally could have like put him in a stasis field,
will. Yeah.
or
It even
done
says
anything.
the Makuta, like, they can use their powers simultaneously with their elemental shadow powers. So hypothetically, Tahu could have actually used another power as he was using the Nova Blast.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, so Sir Lojon in the patron chat, you've been in the trenches in the Reddit. And
Oh,
apparently
gosh.
there have been many debates, and apparently, according to a lot of people, Kai resists most of these. I would love to know how Kai would resist molecular disruption.
Dude, it's the hammer, man. Raz's hammer. All right.
That is true. Like Kai, I mean, okay, I'll fully admit I'm not a power scaler. I don't
Same.
like power scaling. I
Same.
don't even watch Death Battle.
Oh, not
I'm
same.
I'm only here because of the subject matter. Not no disrespect towards Death Battle. It's just not my thing, and it's for exactly this reason. People will try to say Kai is like an interplanetary, interdimensional like god that can resist molecular disruption when I just know him as funny sunglasses man who for all intents and purposes is just a guy, a human being.
Just a Kai.
Just a Kai. So like it's a bit tough for me to wrap my head around it. But fair enough. You know, we'll put a pin in the Chrono Powers thing. That was the weirdest point. I have a minor weird point. No mechs. I spent that whole time last episode talking about mechs, no mechs, even though they were in his toolkit. Mechs and vehicles. No mechs.
I
Don't know
think that's
why,
a
other
good
than
thing.
they just didn't feel like it. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was for the best because, quite frankly, there are just too many to choose from. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't make
guess
any
that's true.
sense to try to include all of these different mechs.
But
when-
then why list them?
I mean, they listed a whole bunch of equipment he didn't use. You know, it's fine with they talk about it, but they're not going to use anything, everything, including Tahu's adaptive armor.
Yeah,
They
I mean, I
had
guess
an
that's
out.
the consequence.
They could
of
have
them
used
not
it
having-
at a
Okay.
point because Tahu has the adaptive armor in Star's form. Like
Really?
the whole excuse as to why he looks like that, he's technically supposed to just be a Toamata. He's supposed to be devolved from a Toanuva to his base form, but the reason that he looks like that, we know why, obviously, it's a parts thing. But the reason
Sure.
he looks like that is because he is still wearing the adaptive armor. And then when he puts on the golden armor, okay, yeah, he still should look like Toamata Tahu, but he gets rid of it. And then he should be using adaptive armor. So it could have been in play. They didn't. They chose not to use it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's strange to me too. I spent so much time thinking about the adaptive ranged weapon, and that didn't even come up.
No,
Not
no.
even in the list of stuff.
Yeah, they mentioned the adaptive armor. They show Mystica Tahu. It made no difference.
Weird.
Yeah.
And then in the YouTube chat, McTorin2 says they would have had to 3D print the mech to scale it to Tahu. Probably true. You
Yeah.
know, there would be no point in doing that really.
Yeah.
No shade to that choice. That makes sense. McTorin2 also says no, he lost the adaptive armor because he was reverted to Tahumata in order for the golden armor to fit.
No, he did not.
Well, there you go.
I hate to just say that and that be a thing, but I mean I'll get the citation. But Tahu has his adaptive armor. Like end of story, he ditches the golden armor and he maintains and keeps his adaptive armor, which I mean, yeah, it's kind of the craziest armor you can have.
Right.
Yeah, and even so here, in this form, Tahu donned the golden armor on top of his adaptive armor. And let me see here. So the citations are Greg quotes. Somebody asks, can Tahu wear adaptive armor and golden armor at the same time? Greg says yes. And somebody asks, hey Greg, is Tahu wearing his golden armor on top of his adaptive armor, or did he ditch his adaptive armor? Greg says on top of. So no, he has the adaptive armor. It could have been used.
Well, there you go. R.I.P. And then also could be a JoJo. According to Biosector 01, molecular disruption only affects non-organic matter.
That is true.
Convenient.
That is accurate.
But disintegration does affect organic matter.
Yeah, it affects anything.
And then Nurion, you guys said his Ninra blaster could be used to adapt to his enemy. So where was the water gun? Yeah, you're telling me. That's what I'm wondering. They didn't even, I guess, realize he could do that. I don't know if it would have mattered that much, but I mean, aside from their elements, Kai doesn't have a ranged weapon, so maybe it would have affected things.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, Death Battle is a series about odds. So this is just an example of who's winning more times than not. Like, if you have them fight 100 times, who is winning most out of that 100 fight count? You know, and in this case, they believe Kai wins more than Tahu does.
Interesting. I didn't even know that was their approach. Why
as far
do
as
they
I
make
know,
that distinction?
I correct me if I'm wrong, folks that are more familiar with this series. That's my understanding, is that it's just to show one of like 100 battles and who's winning 51 to 49.
Why do they do it that way? Is it to account for like variability or like randomness?
I have no idea.
Fair enough. It seems like a strange approach, but I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the big one, which I would say is the strength of Kai's fire.
Yes, the new star.
So for those maybe who aren't super familiar with me in particular, because I'm sure some people are only here for the death battle. I really hate time travel. It's like probably my least favorite thing in all of media, and my most hated enemy in old era Ninjago was the stupid time travel episode where they go back into the past and have a golden weapon versus golden weapon clash and end up destroying this fused version of the golden weapons, sending it rocketing into space, and then, oh, well, we're done with this plot point. But then the next year, in another unrelated season, they bring that back into relevance because, oh, well, now the villains are trying to go get the golden weapons that have been flung into space, and they have to go into space on a rocket ship and board a comet and extract the golden weapons from that comet. We literally have a name for this comet on the Ninjago wiki. It's Delta 5. Delta 5 is where the golden weapons landed after destroying the mega weapon. There's like, we have an appearance for this. It's just a comet. Now, they didn't pull this out of nowhere. In the initial episode, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, which is the time travel episode, it sure does look like a star. It blinks like a star. Wu is looking at it like a star. And then there is a quote here from Tommy Andresen on Twitter where he does say in 2016, he does refer to it as a star on Twitter. He says, then the mega weapon got destroyed and became a star. The star exists in the present. So we have a plot hole here because 2016 is after rebooted by 3 years. So we've flip-flopped on this. We've gone from star to comet back to star. Make this make sense. Someone? Anyone?
Yeah, and I think that this is really the crux of this debate. Like this apparently the information they cite in the episode is from a guidebook I'm going to go ahead and show it on screen. I don't know why my transitions aren't properly functioning. They just pop on screen. Issue for another time. In any case, it's a guidebook called World of Ninjago Official Guide, which is from 2015. And it summarizes all of the events of Ninjago up to possession. And it talks about this being a star. And it's... yeah, they use this to suggest that Kai has enough power to contribute significantly to the creation of a star. That's how hot his fire is. It can make a star. The problem, of course, is that the actual source episode isn't about them making a star. It's about them making a giant blob of metal that gets rocketed into space and lands on, what was it, a comet?
Yes.
So, the entire crux of his power set is wrong.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's just settle this issue, because even when we were doing the reaction, people were like disagreeing on this, and I'm sure the Reddit has disagreed about this a lot. I'm sure like the star thing is kind of the crux of everything. Let's just settle the issue like this. It is an inaccuracy. It's a retcon. At base level, we're already dealing with time travel, which in and of itself is bad for this. Then you have Rebooted, which changed things to allow them to go and actually land on this thing. They probably didn't want to go through the logistics of trying to figure out how the ninja could land on a star, you know, and not like burn up. You know, they probably were just like, okay, well, we need this to be a comet, so it's slow moving. We can like, you know, somehow board it. The problem is this book came out when? 2015?
Mm-hmm. August of 2015.
So the book is technically the most recent media. I didn't realize that when we were watching that. So that is important. And then as recently as 2016, Tommy Andresen did say on Twitter that it is a star. Or at the very least, that the mega weapon created a new star when it was shot into space. Real quick, thank you so much, Stinky Doodler, for the $20 super chat. It says, I just woke up. Could you guys start over? Okay, sure. Meso.
I'm LJ.
And streaming to you from a golden beach, this is Knack and Jay. Dun 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 dun. And then Delrin Plays, also $20. Thank you guys so much. Says, I second Stinky Doodler. I just got here. A repeat of the last 50 minutes is required. It's already been 50 minutes. That's crazy.
It has, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, but just to finish my thought here. We have to accept there is a star. Now, I'm trying to think about ways this could make sense. The actual context of the episode, wrong place, wrong time, is the mega weapon, which is a forged combination of the 4 golden weapons, gets into conflict with the golden weapons while split apart, basically from the past. So the past weapons, the ninja combine their elemental powers. They blast the mega weapon. What?
I'm sorry.
Read this.
Dragon Song 5. Another $20. Thirded, I guess. Okay, you know what? Fine.
Thank
Fine. You guys want
you.
this? Fine. Meso, give me a moment, please, if you would. Well, we're just
Okay,
restarting.
okay.
All right. Hang on.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I was just... the people want it, okay?
Hello, everybody. I'm Meso,
I'm LJ.
and streaming to you from a golden beach, this is Knack and Jay.
Meso, this isn't really Golden Beach-like.
No,
Okay, all right, we're back. That's enough of that.
nice. Well played, LJ. All right.
All right. In any case,
Yeah, Delrin plays. You're getting at what I was saying in my very long-winded way. Maybe the weapons created the star, then hit the comet. That's really stupid, and I don't think that's how it would work. But yes, you are correct. That would be the only plausible scenario where both could be true. Like the blast of energy from their clash made the star, but the physical object themselves hit the comet. So, okay, let's accept this is true, which is already kind of a stretch, and we're 3 levels deep in contradiction. All right? DT says the episode shows the mega weapon absorbing the golden weapons before shooting away. So it's like 8 golden weapons worth of energy. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Even if we accept that's true, and I know they briefly touch on this, but I feel they really hand wave it. Can we really say that Kai is responsible for even a fraction of that? Because the golden weapons themselves are powerful objects.
yeah.
We're dealing with 8 of them
Mm-hmm.
in total. And if I remember correctly, isn't Wu involved in this too?
I don't remember.
According to the wiki, which don't quote me, I haven't watched this, the present ninja combine their elemental powers and blast the mega weapon, while past Master Wu uses his own powers to pull it out of present Garmadon's hands.
Mhm.
Don't know what that's about. Maybe that's inaccurate. As everyone looks on, the golden weapons are pulled from the ninja's hands and combined with the mega weapon, hurling it into space before it explodes brilliantly. So, yeah, at BioDude15 in the patron chat, at that point, the ninja barely had elemental powers without the weapons, right? You are correct. If memory serves, this is before the Stone Army, which is where Lloyd bestowed powers onto them by like channeling his own energy. At this point, if I'm right, the weapons are the only thing that unlocks the power in the ninja. So they have the capability to do it. I think it's a stretch to say it's coming from them. If anything, they're a conduit for it. And I would actually give this more to Kai's durability than anything else. That
Mhm.
he could withstand the energy from this thing rather than being the cause of it. What do you think, Elge?
No, I totally agree. I think the golden weapons were definitely the source of power. Not only that, the way Tahu loses, he gets melted by Kai, which is suggesting a couple of things. One, it's suggesting that Kai, who we understand can melt metal, he can melt whatever metal he wants, can melt Tahu and exceed Tahu's innate fire resistance. And B, that Kai's fire resistance is higher than Tahu's, and that Kai wouldn't be melted by Tahu, who can also melt any material, even though Kai's a human.
Yeah, it's really strange
And
how they quantify that.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a physicist. I don't have any particular knowledge in these fields. But last I checked, metal has a far greater resistance to heat than humans do. Just
This is
innately.
true.
So, I don't know. It definitely, it struck me as weird. They made a significant concession, despite the fact that Tahu is at a point that we understand him to be stronger than his base form. Even though he is in his base form, he's using adaptive and golden armor to power him up beyond it.
Yes. Now there's a really good comment here because you made me do a double take for a second. Zontofo in the YouTube chat asks, isn't Kai using the Sword of Fire against Tahu, though, in response to my point about other powers coming from the sword? And that, like, for a second, about tripped me up. And then I went back to look. He is in the entire fight right up until the end, where he puts it away to do the Spinjitzu burst.
Okay, well, but that said,
And while he's spinning in the burst, he is not actually holding the Sword of Fire.
but isn't the form he's in the golden weapon itself?
Is that how it works?
I don't know. Hang on. What is it called? Dragon form?
Dragon form. 'Cause I know it needs the weapon to transform, but I forget if it's the actual weapon, like, transmuted onto them.
Okay,
which would
so
be
it says this dragon form. This is the Ninjago wiki. Dragon form is an ability that can be used by any elemental master that possessed one of the 4 elements of creation, or an individual who has dragon blood, turning them into a humanoid dragon. Let me see here. The ninja and Wu realize that the prophecy of Quanish the Elder has become true, and the 4 ninja perform dragon form successfully. They fight and charge against the Crystal Army, and reverted the weapons of destruction back to the weapons of Spinjitzu. That's right, I totally forgot about this. I've mentally blocked out, crystallized. They transform into their dragon form to get the golden weapons back. They're not even using the golden weapons when they transform.
So stupid.
So in this instance, no, he's not using the Sword of Fire.
Yeah. Now, random user 5356 correctly says the fight animation isn't completely representative of the research. It's for entertainment purposes. You're right. I mean, the whole thing's for entertainment purposes, but yeah, I mean, I'm quibbling over minor details because I think that they've overhyped Kai's, like, abilities a little bit. But I get your point, and you're right. So there's that. So it's that's kind of where my headspace is at. I think the whole thing was a bit finicky. You have to go through 3 levels of retcons and assume that between 8 gold weapons, 4 elemental masters, Garmadon, and I guess Wu a little bit too, that Kai is a big enough part of that to be labeled as star level. Clearly they felt that way. A lot of other people in the Death Battle Reddit do. I would not personally. I've seen Kai struggle with far too much. I've seen him struggle against mechanic goons. I've seen him struggle against random creatures for me to say that Kai is star level. Now, Leo has sent me something interesting, LJ, and I have a question for you. So Krata powers, to double back to that. What level of Krata power can Tahu use while he's in the golden armor?
I assume it's the highest level, but let me double check that.
Real. Please do.
Yeah.
I guess stage is the proper word, I guess.
Yeah. While I do that, there's a comment in the YouTube chat from Ronald Starr. Read that real quick.
Okay. Ronald Starr says, guys, Kai has ways to go even higher and ways to withstand a lot from Tahu. But Death Battle doesn't like to make the fights so one-sided, which is why there are these weird gaps. I mean, I could say the same for Tahu, in that he has a lot of potential things in his toolkit that were kind of ignored, but I get your meaning, certainly. Like, it's about entertainment, and it's about the contest. Like, it is just a YouTube video. It's not like an academic research paper. Probably the same reason why, like, mechs weren't included. Like, even if they could have gotten it working in a scale scenario, just not really the spirit of the fight, you know, for Tahu to get stepped on by a 40-foot tall mech. It's not really in the spirit of the fight for Tahu to pull out an adaptive AK-47 and shoot Kai in the chest.
It's
like,
funny too because
not really. Like,
that's even a joke that they make in the episode, because Wiz is talking about, you know, Tahu being Master of Fire, so of course he's bringing his power, And in that like boomstick response, ah yes, the power of gun. That was literally a thing
That's
that
true.
he could have done. Ronald Star says, guys, there's a fan group that has a blog called G1. They did an in-depth analysis, Kai 120. You should read it. It gives a better explanation. So we are aware of it. We mentioned it at the beginning of this video.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, and I guess we can do that really quick. But to address the Krata
It's too
power
long.
thing,
Yeah,
fair enough.
please.
So let me see. There are numerous powers and stages of Krata. Krata go from stage 1 to 6, and there are different power. They're different power levels. And it says here, Makuta are on the same power level as a 6th stage Krata, but have greater control over their powers than even a 7th stage. 7th is like a purple Krata. It's not important for this.
Okay.
So
So
all Rakshi have the power of stage 6 Krata, and that is the highest stage for any given Krata power.
So, what Leo had sent me, he was like, Tahu should have won with these 5. And I just want to read 5 to you guys, and I want you to just ponder this. This is from, like, the Biosector 01 wiki. We have Dodge. Okay? Level 6 Dodge. Impossible to physically strike, no matter how swiftly or powerfully. Density control. Complete control over own density and that of any object in physical contact. Quick healing, stage 6. Almost indestructible. If captured, can be used to heal the injuries of others. Slow. Ability to... Well, okay, so stage 5 has the ability to completely stop all movement in a small area. And then stage 6, able to even rob a Toa Nuva of all speed. Finally, Stasis Field. I didn't realize it was this good. Stage 6 has the power to freeze a creature in near permanent stasis through eye contact. Yeah, I didn't actually look in depth to the Krata powers all this time. I assumed they had more like generalized uses. If they're that specific, much tougher sell, I think, that you could just discount them. And here's kind of what I want to mention with this blog, right, that people keep bringing up, the G1 team. These guys, I don't want to, make it seem like I'm discounting anything. This is not official Death Battle. This is a group of, like, enthusiasts and fans that do these in-depth prediction blogs. And when I say in-depth, yeah, just go take a look.
This
It's
is
on
extensive. I'm scrolling through
G1team.com.
it.
This is very extensive. 2 problems. It's both too extensive and not extensive enough. They do mention Krata powers. They take the approach of hand waving most of them because it's not confirmed that he has them, which already puts it at odds with Death Battle proper, which kind of makes me go, okay, the ideology here isn't consistent necessarily with the creators. Not that I would expect it to be. It's different people, but you get what I mean. They don't include like the stage info. They don't really do a deep dive onto many of them and like the specifics of what they can do. They just kind of like hand wave them. And then number 2, it's too extensive because we get really prolonged sections on things that are obviously non-canon. The thing that people have been joking about for days ever since this blog came out is the famous Kai weapon, the Dark Chained Whip, which can pull you down and steal your soul, killing you in an instant. Or how could we forget the Scroll of the Fourth Dimension from the very, very canon and very relevant Ninjago 4D special. So I think you get my meaning here. It's not that I would necessarily say there isn't any good info in this, or that it isn't worth reading to learn some of the ideology behind, Death Battle. And obviously they were right because they predicted it 20-0 from their panel. And apparently they're on like a crazy streak of predictions. But I read a lot of this and my eyes just glaze over, because they bothered to put in the dark chained whip or Wu's tea or the scroll of the fourth dimension, but they didn't break down the stages of the Krata powers and how Tahu could paralyze Kai by looking him in the eye. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, uh, I feel like even they're still playing like fast and loose with some stuff. But whatever, it's still well researched, and I would definitely recommend at least giving it a scroll. You might learn some stuff that you otherwise didn't know.
Yeah, it is really impressive the work that they do. Like this is a very well put together article, and just reading through it, I mean, a lot of they're very well versed with how these go. A lot of their conclusions are extremely similar to how the death battle actually went and the logic used. What is interesting to me is that they actually considered speed to be a tie between Kai and Tahu.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely interesting, especially if you've followed Death Battle for long enough. You can probably get in their headspace, which is what does make it a cool read. And also Ronald Starr, don't worry about it. I wasn't giving you a hard time. I just, we did only briefly mention it at the start, and it's good to kind of double back around and talk about it because it has been cited a lot. So thank you for reminding us about it.
Mm-hmm.
LJ, would you read this this super chat from Stinky Doodler?
I'm scared. Stinky Doodler, $5. Yo, glue, hee hee, ack, I lip. This is the best I could do.
Profound. Yeah, here's another thing. Lots of good points in the chat here. Oh, wait, no. Delrun, read it.
Delrun plays, $5. Heed ye all the wise words of Stinky Doodler. Most have to climb a mountain to receive such wisdom, and here he has paid to give it to thee.
So very true. Praise be upon him. lot of good points here. So Delrin plays mentions if Rakshi are all level 6, then he would get stage 6 powers. That is true, right? Because we don't necessarily know that every Rakshi on Bara Magna were stage 6.
Well, so that's why I mentioned all Rakshi have the power of stage 6 Krata, regardless of the stage of Krata driving it.
Oh, that's weird. Why is that? Why is BIONICLE like this, dude?
Because well, so the Krata have powers on their own. So like a Krata outside of a Rakshi still has the ability to use those powers. That's where it's important for what stage it is. But when it's inhabiting a suit of armor, of Rakshi armor, it's stage 6 by default.
Weird. Okay, I didn't know that. Beats me. 2 more super chats. Dragon Song 5, $5. Yeah, what he said. Thank you. And then Stinky Doodler, $20. Yeah. Ever Shadow 77848, $2. I second this. Thank you all
guys.
so much.
You're so kind.
You are very kind. Thank you.
I love this comment on the G1 article. One response to Death Battle predictions: Kai versus Tahu. Daniel Knowles, August 22nd, 2026. But what about G2 Tahu becoming a star? It's shown at the end of Journey to 1. And I think that's really it's
what?
It's
Dude, I'm literally doing. I wish we had face cams on. I'm doing the brain blast right now. What? Dude, I hate power scaling. I hate power scaling. Is G2 Tahu star level?
Okay, but just because he turns into a star doesn't necessarily mean he has the power to do that. You know what I mean? Like, he can't control turning into a star.
he has the energy of a star. Like they were stars at the first part, right? Like they fell from the sky. Like,
I mean,
dude,
yeah,
that's so
but
stupid. And yeah, like Nick Hammers Schmidt 9914. Well, at that point, you have to question if G2 Tahu is canon to G1 Tahu. We don't have to question anything. He's not. This is like a meme realization, but like if you're talking Tahu of the multiverse, we just kind of discount G2 Tahu because of like how poorly conceived G2 is as a whole. But like maybe he's more powerful. Who knows? He has he has fewer feats, but like if he's literally a star, uh, shrug. That was funny. Anyway, I was reading comments. I think Delrum Plays did another super chat. I don't know if I read it. I third this $2.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you. The comments I wanted to read. Nuri on asked, couldn't Tahu adapt to Kai's blast, plus use his how, plus hunger and vulnerability, shattering, stasis field, vacuum sleep, or teleport to space? In theory, all of those. The first part of your question is simpler to answer. By Kai's blast, I think I assume you mean the Spinjitzu burst. The weird thing is we have never, like, the Spinjitzu burst has only been used once in the entire show. And it was a bit vague as to what exactly it did. All it did in the show, it knocked a dude back like 4 feet into a rock wall. Okay, maybe a bit more than 4 feet. Maybe more like 10 feet. I'm looking at the clip again. And then Cole smashed a skull that was a little bigger than the size of his fist. So I think what Kai did here is a few orders of magnitudes greater in terms of power. You know what I mean?
Literally
But like,
melted Tahu.
yeah, like Cole's Spinjitzu burst didn't bring down the cavern they were in. You know what I mean? But if we assume for a second, I would think maybe the logic they're going with is that because he was in his dragon form and doing the Spinjitzu burst, it was way stronger than it would otherwise be. And maybe, I don't know, Tahu just couldn't absorb it all. IDK? Who knows? Delrin plays $5. But you see, each Toa has a spirit star, so every Toa is star level. Yes. True. Good point. Well done. Well said.
That's
And then
really
the other comment could be a JoJo. I'm honestly surprised they didn't bring up Forbidden Spinjitzu in the Death Battle episode. Me too. To be honest, me too. Even Air Jitsu got a brief mention. Shrug.
yeah.
Don't know what to say.
Yeah.
You guys are cracking us up. We're losing our mojo.
Stinky Doodler, $5. Why are they talking about Bionicle?
You're right. We should talk about something else. Well, don't say that. They're talking to him. It's very kind of them. They can do what they.
No, but
do what they
honestly,
choose.
valid question. For real.
Big Thwomp 47, $5. I took too long to boot up my PC, so now I'm just sending you guys money, but meant to say four.
Thank you, Leo.
Very kind. So, more of a question. Zontafo, would Vinge Stone work on Tahu? I don't know. I kind of hoped they would explore that. Ditto with the Technoblade. Didn't really fit it in. Makes sense. And then Nick Hammerschmidt, are they counting that because Kai has a Spinjitzu burst set that he can do that? Because he never did in Master of the Mountain. Probably the set, but like all ninja can do it. It's just they've never been in the use case for it because you have to be literally surrounded by your element. And I mean, I doubt we'll ever see the Spinjitzu burst again. I think that was just a one season gimmick. But like, if we assume that a use case of where someone could do it, this was a pretty good moment. So it makes sense why they would include it. It's not something that like only Cole can do. It's just only Cole has ever done it, if that makes sense. Just like Nia is the only ninja to like fully merge with her element. I think they've confirmed that like other ninja could totally do that as well. If I'm wrong about that, sorry. Uh the death battle, well, okay. The death battle wiki is making corrections. There's debates about Vinge Stone.
Ooh, I wanna
There's
see
a lot of stuff
the
going
Death
on.
Battle wiki corrections. Let me see that.
The only one that Sir LeJohn posted was just about Matorans, how Makuta does not want to kill the Matoran, and I'm like, all right, I don't care about that quite so much.
Death Battle wiki. I'm going to Death Battle wiki, the org, because it says that it is the officially endorsed Death Battle wiki. So let me see. Also, I just want to comment on the voice actors that
Oh,
they
they did
used
so good.
for this. Incredible, great job. Kevin Rivera as Kai. Honestly, I am stunned with his performance. It sounded almost exactly like Kai's voice actor from actual Ninjago.
Vincent Tong.
Vincent
Forget
Tong,
his
thank you.
name for a second.
Yeah, I was going to look it up, but
How could you?
I'm sorry. Kevin K. Gomez also did a great job as Tahu. Like, I know who I
Yeah.
like as Tahu, like voicing Tahu in things. It's our friend Var, but Kevin K. Gomez did a great job. Both
Dude,
of them
and even,
outstanding work.
and even the lines about like unity, duty, destiny, this is the way of the Bionicle. Never something that's said in battle ever, even once.
That's
But
true.
man, he made it cool.
Yeah!
He made me wish it was said in battle.
Yeah, no, honestly, tremendous work. All right, errors. Okay.
Real quick, one
Yes.
second. Delrin plays $5. Thank you so much for like the 18th time. Here's the real question brought to my attention: Kai versus Kanohi Komau. And everybody's saying Kai's dumber than a sack of rocks, so it'll totally work.
Yeah, we've seen Kai get hypnotized multiple times, haven't we?
Yes, I believe so. And I think that would have worked. That's another weird situation. And then also, what if Tahu teleported to space? Nurion asked, because Nurion had been like, would Kai survive in space? In the episode, The Void, which is episode 7 of Rebooted, they are literally in space and they put on space suits. So like, I mean, we never see him in space without one, but you could reasonably imply the reason he's wearing one is because he wouldn't survive without it. So, shrug. Anyway, carry on, Eljay. What does the wiki say?
So errors, it talks about a handful of things. I love how it says, in Tahu's analysis, Wiz and Boomstick erroneously refer to the Matoran species as Matorans, whereas the actual plural form of Matoran is the same as its singular form. All right.
Comedy.
Boomstick claims Makuta loves slaughtering Matorans. This is incorrect. He doesn't want to do that. When Boomstick brings up the Toa being able to dodge lightning, Boomstick refers to the Evoca as beasts that could fire lightning. In actuality, they do not shoot lightning, but instead look indistinguishable from real lightning bolts. They are sentient lightning bolts, to clarify. Wiz describes Tahu as a lone wolf, whereas he is more so a hot-headed leader who ends up alone due to his brash decision-making. And this is something we commented on. They claimed that Tahu was a lone wolf and that he did things that alienated him from the team and that he was the cause for them losing a bunch of their powers. And that is not truly accurate. And Tahu doesn't care early on about teamwork, but he's not a lone wolf. Excuse me. I feel like that is an inaccurate description of Tahu.
I mean, I think lone. At a certain point, you're kind of splitting hairs. The difference between like a lone wolf and like the hothead. Like I would describe Kopaka much more as a lone wolf, but also I would also think of Tahu as that too. It's just a different flavor. the hot-headed version. Like, I don't know. It's whatever.
I do love this. This isn't an error. Those are the only errors and corrections. They also talk about how, like, Boomstick blames Tahu for the loss of his and his teammates' power, but the real culprit were the Borak Call. Yeah, the Borak Call were the ones that did it. A little piece of trivia here. Shortly after this episode's reveal at the... wrong one. Several hours after its release, Tahu's analysis preview reached number 40 on YouTube's trending page for gaming, which makes it the seventh. This makes this the seventh episode in which a combatant's analysis preview reached the trending page after several others.
Dude, Bionicle sweep.
Not this time.
Dude, have you heard of the Death Battle curse?
No, what would it? I heard about a death battle blessing. What are you talking about?
I mean, maybe it's referred to as that. I don't know. I saw people calling it the curse earlier, which was just that when something's featured in Death Battle, they get new media announced.
Oh, yes.
After.
Okay, we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know why people called it a curse, because like it is a positive thing. We need that to happen.
No, that's okay. That's all right.
Monherb says, bringing this up again, they had a merge quake up there and never did anything with it. They briefly mention it in like the first line of dialogue. Like it's implied that like Tahu is there because of the merge, or like Kai is there because of the merge. It wasn't like a fight thing, it was like a context thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. The chat for a while, like you guys were firing off so many good points. I feel like we've been exclusively reading chat for like 45 minutes. Was there anything that we like wanted to cover more? Like we talked about the Crota powers, we talked about like the star thing, the mech thing. I'm trying to think like what else. The Vahi.
Oh yeah, they did include the
Vahi.
Vahi.
He used it early, and I don't know that it was like a good time to use it. I feel like he could have picked a better time to use it.
I mean,
like,
maybe. I feel like its inclusion, no matter what, was weird. You know? Like, I disagreed that they were going to bring up the Vahi because he uses it one time. It's not a part of his standard kit. It's ridiculously hard to use, which they do acknowledge. Like, they even talk about how Vakama nearly lost it because he tried to use it, and how Tahu used it once, and it was completely useless for him. But that was because, I mean, that's a specific situation because of the call. They have a failsafe for the Mask of Time, which is... whatever.
Stupid.
But I don't think it was going to matter no matter what, you know? Like, it was never going to be a win condition for Tahu because of how ridiculously hard it is to use. So
I
to
do
me,
think that like having it in his possession does justify him using it. I think. Any like because I wouldn't have blinked if they had used any one of like Kai's vehicles or weapons that he's had. And that's no different than the mask, even if it's powerful. Like it was just kind of casually given to him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but you're right. I think they just wanted to use it to shut people up who may have been like, "Well, why didn't he use it?" You know,
certainly possible.
They had to weave it in.
Yeah, but no, I think it was fine. I was a tad perplexed, and this is probably just an animation thing. Like they didn't have access to all the stuff that would be necessary for this. But I was a tad, perplexed as to why they had him use all of his masked powers as base Tahu instead of his Konohi Nuva, unless it's a Tahu that is Nuva but doesn't have access to his base Nuva masks. Like, this is post Mask of Light, where all the Nuva masks, the additional ones he collected, are just gone.
It's a good point because the masks are vastly more powerful in Nuva form. I'm sure it was a production thing.
Yeah.
Like, that just makes sense to me.
Yeah, which, I mean, fair enough.
Evershadow 77848, did Greg come up with the Vahi? No, I do not believe so. The
No,
Vahi was actually the first mask to be designed.
Yeah.
Now, the shape was the first mask to be designed. Was it always to designate it as the mask of time?
I have
That I
no
don't
idea.
know, but who knows? Yeah. Were there any other big like hot button things you wanted to hit, Elge?
I don't think so. I think we really hit all of them. I mean, it was such an entertaining fight. I think everyone did a really great job working on it. It was a blast to watch. And this did go how we thought it would, or you definitely thought it would. I mean, we both agreed that Kai was going to win. It was just a matter of how. I just wish they had done it some other way, because the way that they went about it lends credibility to the thought that Tahu should have won or it should have been closer. I just feel like there are other means to have accomplished that. But it's neither here nor there.
You're right. If the result is the same, then what would necessarily be the problem? Because yeah, again, it's a little tricky to define because we know so little about the Spinjitzu burst. That's kind of the problem. In my head, based on how Cole used it and the fact that it's Spinjitzu, so like the martial art, it's not his elemental powers necessarily by themselves in isolation. I imagined it more of like a physical thing.
Yeah.
So like if he had used the burst and struck out at Tahu and like shattered him into a million pieces, I probably would not have questioned it. It's just the fact that they brought the element in and then they used the star justification makes me question it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Elja, would you read these super chats?
Oh gosh, okay. Stinky Doodler for $10. But Suora Man can trap Goku in the Phantom Zone, and they never used modern Doom Guy to be Halo from Halo. There is a strange growth and it's changing colors. The sky is unnatural. Delrun plays $5. He transformed into Nuva during the fight. You think we got time for a 7-hour death battle where he goes to collect his Nuva masks?
Dude,
That's
that would
funny.
be peak. We
Yeah,
have
that's awesome.
Cold Gold Lazarus in the YouTube chat. How do you feel about this being the only time a Nova Blast has been properly animated?
Knocked it out of the
Deeply
park.
sad.
Absolutely
Well,
tremendous.
yeah, that is true. But like in the context of Bionicle, I will always be sad we didn't get visual media for the Ignition trilogy.
No,
But
yeah.
for this to be the first portrayal, it was pretty stellar. I
Yeah.
gotta say. And then let's see.
And also,
Ever-
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Mine's a tangent.
Okay, I was gonna say, once a little bit more time has passed, I do need someone to make a GIF of Tahu getting melted, because I feel that's just brilliant reaction GIF potential. You know,
True.
you read something that's just so heinous, it just melts you away.
For real. Evershadow 77848 is like, I'm also wondering why the Vahi seems so useless unless I'm missing something. Was the Vahi ever useful at any point? Here's the thing. The Vahi is very powerful, extremely powerful. So powerful, in fact, that Greg has to write around its power so it does not just, end the story. One might contest that maybe it should not have been introduced if that was going to be the case. And I would agree with you, as I usually do with most time-related things. But because it was introduced, my guess being, if I were to posit such a thing, because it was the first mask produced and it was designed and it was supposed to be given out with the Legend of Mata Nui video game, if memory serves. Like it was supposed to be included, unless I'm wrong on that. I know at some point they gave it away at like Walgreens stores, if I recall. Basically, it existed in physical form for years before it actually showed up in the story. I think they just wanted, like, my guess is Kathy Hopka or Greg or whoever was doing the story at that point. I think Borat Call was that still Hopka? I think it was. Because I think Greg's first book was book 4.
which I think touched on the call a little bit. Let me see.
Yeah. If memory serves, the call is Chronicles 3, but I digress. Whoever it was, they wanted to use the Vahit for something, but they had to come up with a way to not have it in the story. So its relevance is very like tokenistic, I would say. And that's true for the entire story. In
Okay.
04, yeah, go ahead.
So Hopka did write Chronicles 3, which is Makuta's Revenge, which is the battle against the Call. However, this was also a fight featured in the comics, which Greg wrote.
Fair enough. And yeah, I mean, in 04, the Vahi was the MacGuffin that Makuta and Vakama were fighting over, but it really didn't do much ever. And then even in Time Trap, one of the best Bionicle books by all metrics and audience reception, it only uses as a deterrent because Vakama is like, well, I'm gonna destroy the mask, and if I destroy this mask, it could literally like break the time stream. And Makuta's like, oh, well, that would suck for me, so I guess I'll back off. Like, it's literally only ever maybe it could do something. So that's just kind of the role it is. And then, later on in the story, it just kind of sits around. And there's another character, really weird, named Voparak, and Voparak is strange. It's a weird thing. I hate time travel and time and the Vahi. It's stupid.
Yeah, we're not ready to have a conversation about the Motrek.
Motrek?
Yeah, the
Which
Kanohi
mask was that
Motrek.
again?
Oh, the Kanohi Motrek. It's the mask used by Makuta Bittel. It's the mask of
Oh,
time
right.
duplication.
Right. Forgot about that one.
DT in the Dark Talk Niv in the patron chat. LJ, that's a cough medicine. Talk to your doctor if Motrek is right for you.
Dude. We love Motrek. Did the Vahi have a good through line? What do you mean, Evershadow? What do you mean by through line? And also, Nick Hammerschmidt, we don't know how tall Kai is. I think in Fortnite, which is obviously canon, he's like around 6 feet. So, them making him like a head or so shorter than Tahu is, it's accurate enough.
Yeah.
Like he's probably not 7 feet.
Yeah.
And no, but Evershadow, don't no problem at all. I'm hanging on. I like tangents. This was going to be a shorter Knack and Jay than usual without tangents, and I'm fine with taking it to the usual 2-hour-ish mark.
I, on the other
There's a lot of
hand,
interesting
have
stuff.
stuff to do tonight, so
All right.
I am fine with this being a shorter episode. So let's take a few questions to include this one. We'll
fair.
go on a Vahi tangent, and then after that, we should
That's
wrap up.
fair. LJ the fun police.
Yeah.
That's fine. We've pretty much touched on all the major points. But yeah, no worries, Evershadow. You type that out. We'll come back to this. Let's do four questions, either death battle related or non-death battle related. We'll go. I'll give this first one as a freebie because I didn't finish yet. Didn't Death Battle mention that Tahu can freeze things by absorbing their heat? I think, wasn't that shown in where he slammed his sword down and made a bunch of ice, or was that the sand turning into glass?
Yeah, I don't know why people are calling it ice. I'm pretty sure that was meant to be sand turning into glass.
Yeah, and then when he's doing the Nova Blast, there's a brief scene of what appears to be him siphoning heat or energy from the island.
Yeah.
Because you can see stuff melting and stuff but you're right, he never explicitly did that how I thought he would do that. Bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Do Bionicles live and breathe the same air that humans would? I think they breathe. Because we have a mask of water breathing. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they have lungs. As far as I know, at least, I think they have lungs.
Yeah.
Either way, they do breathe. They need to breathe.
Aaron, World of Cars in like both YouTube and Patreon chat is asking Hero Factory questions. Hero Factory is not canon to the Bionicle timeline, and they do not have inherent elemental beings. They are able to channel elements through like weaponry. So there you go. So we could totally do like a William Furno kind of versus Tahu battle, but I think Furno would soundly lose that. I don't think it would be a close thing at all. And then Evershadow elaborated, I guess I meant, is it a well-written MacGuffin? I wouldn't say so, but LJ, what would you think about the Vahi?
I think yes and no. Like, the Vahi has a bunch of intrinsic value, being that it is a mask of time, right? It's a mask that fundamentally alters the existence of the world, right? And can be used in a lot of interesting ways because of what the Vahi does, speed up and slow down time. I think that, yes, it's a well-done MacGuffin in the sense that they don't use it to just completely break everything. Like, there are a bunch of stopgaps and nerfs and situational things that happen that kind of curb that as a problem. At the same time, they also don't do a particularly good job, in some people's opinion, of illustrating why it is such a massive problem. Like, there is a book called Time Trap where or Vakama threatens to smash the mask, and if he does that, the entire, like, time itself ceases to function in a linear fashion, and it just breaks everything. But as far as it being a mask that people use, I don't think the story illustrates the true potential of that mask.
I would agree with that. I would also just say, I mean, for it just being a deterrent, basically, not a fan. Like, Evershadow, was the Vahi introduced out of nowhere? Was it built up? Was it utilized during a point where it was appropriate? Was the power handled well? Was it dealt with appropriately, etc.? I would say it was introduced out of nowhere. Vakama literally pulls it out of his backpack.
Yep.
Its first use was to not work.
It worked. It just made no difference.
It was used against the Bow Call to stop time, and they had a fail-safe to where when they were doing what they were doing, they couldn't be hit even though they were frozen, which is awesome. The second time it was used to stop time in the fight with Makuta, but Vakama couldn't control it, and so it didn't work. And then in Time Trap, it was used as a deterrent. Basically, like, I'm going to break the mask unless you leave us alone. I believe an alternate version of the Mask of Time was later briefly shown when they went to another dimension. I think Takanuva had to, like, recover it, but he did not use it for anything. And then the last time it was ever shown, it was being locked up in a vault, and someone stole it and ran off to parts unknown. That is the complete history of the Mask of Time. That is the last we will talk about the Vahi.
Yeah.
I feel more negatively about it than I think LJ does.
I mean, I think your feelings are fair.
Aaron, briefly to touch upon this again, all this time I thought Hero Factory was like a spin-off thing. Christian Faber wanted it to be. The initial idea for it was to have it be connected to Bionicle, as he's shown in like his, Instagram posts and his concept art stuff and his YouTube channel, the Quest for Future Creativity. It was just an idea. That was kind of the idea, was that like it would be linked in some way. Obviously, it never manifested in that way, though. A few more questions. LJ, you should read the super chat.
Oh no. I look away for a moment. Which?
From Mr. Yups, 25.
$4.99. Thank you for your kindness. The message is off topic, but wondering on what your thoughts would be, and probably would need a ton of analysis. Who would win, a Toa or a Guardian from Destiny? A Toa, because Destiny doesn't deserve anything nice, and everything that's happened in that franchise has been exactly what it deserves.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yups, for giving me the idea for our next neck.
Screw you! No, it's gonna be Knack. That's what that episode's gonna be, Meso. It's just gonna be you in a room alone talking about friggin' Destiny.
I think Guardian's clear and it's not close.
Absolutely not! Screw you!
They're paracausal, bro. They're also immortal.
Oh, hang on. Thank you, Toe of Plastic, for the GIF. Yes. He posted a GIF of Tahu melting and captioned it, "Good guy in LJ's fire pit."
Oh, that's incredible. I love that. I'm saving that.
Thank you so much. I'm using that.
Okay. 2 more questions, then we're out of here. I'll seriously though, Mr. Yups, I do think it would probably be Guardians. Their scaling is insane.
Stupid.
But I digress.
Dumb.
So Cold Gold Lazarus, if Death Battle does any more Bionicle matchups in the future, which Bionicle characters do you think would be interesting to see used?
Liwa.
So you can voice.
Yes, 100%. Beg. I'll beg. I mean, sorry. I'm a professional. I do believe the grassroots campaign would see fruition in the future, should Death Battle ever decide to dabble in a Liwa versus another air wielder. Perhaps since they just did Aang, perhaps it would be another character from another franchise that controls air. And I think that would be quite fascinating, and I do believe that the opportunity to represent Liwa, pronounced Liwa, would be quite... I'm sorry, I was going on a tangent, but Dark Takanuva in the patron chat said something that has brought me to my knees. Liwa versus Cade 6, Battle of the Yappers. Can we just revoke his ability to speak? I hate that so much.
No, it's so good though.
No. But yeah, Liwa would be great. And yes, I am biased. I am supporting that for personal reasons, but I think that it would be a blast, and it should be done.
I don't have a strong opinion. I kind of would think maybe Makuta would be fun. I know they've like done a Death Battle like podcast that was Makuta versus Emperor Palpatine at one point. I think it'd be cool because like Toa, I feel if we do another Toa, it's going to be very derivative of this, except less interesting because we factor out stuff like the golden armor. And then if we do other oddball characters like Dark Hunters, it's also much less interesting because there's like no visual media for them. So I think Makuta would be a pretty good choice if there were to be a Bionicle character. But Liwa would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just reminded, actually, I have already... Okay, there's some comments. Adam Louie, 1503. Liwa versus Liwa G2. I've done that. There is actually a video on YouTube. It's called Liwa versus Liwa versus Liwa versus Liwa versus Liwa versus Liwa. And in it, I do voice all of the Liwas. And it was a lot of fun. It's very good. And then Dragon
awesome.
Song 5 posts Liwa versus Eljay. Me every time I look in a mirror.
Absolutely peak.
LJ versus Messanak. That's now.
I mean, that'd be fun. That is now with the Destiny stuff. Only for LJ's sanity am I sparing a more detailed answer to that question.
Thank you.
Maybe,
I appreciate that.
Maybe one day.
There is a question from Cold Gold Lazarus that I thought was interesting.
Yes.
If you were getting to that one, go for it.
Was it question 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to combine because Cold Gold Lazarus asks, question 2, assuming the Death Battle blessing does hold true and Bionicle gets new media, what would you want it to be? It not happening, not being a valid answer. We pretend it has to be something.
Oh, you know us
and
so
a bunch
well.
of people, yeah, you know us very well. And then, someone else, McTorin 2, along similar lines, do you think the exposure from Death Battle could lead to G3? So let's talk about that, and that'll be how we close the show. I don't think Death Battle's big enough to single-handedly lead to a G3. But I do think that anything and everything that proliferates Bionicle on a big stage in like pop culture and internet fandom, just being talked about, couldn't hurt. And Death Battle's probably the biggest platform that it's had in recent years. Like, it's not right now, it has 472,000 views, and that was 8 hours ago. Who knows how much it's going to climb to? That's not as of now, there are videos that have more views than that. Like Ben Saint's lecture has like almost 1,100,000, but that's a 13-hour lecture. Death Battle is a consolidated 23-minute fight on a big like internet stage. So it's, I wouldn't say it's impossible. As for what media we would want, what would you say, Elge?
See, this is a tough one. It not coming back is an answer.
You have to choose.
Have to choose. Something comes back. What would you want to see? I mean, I would love to see a show. I think that's probably the easiest answer. I'd love to see something akin to Ninjago for Bionicle. A visual media that's fully voice acted, and it's something that people can engage with and sink their teeth into. Something that's just a lot of fun to watch and enjoy. I think that would be really cool to see. Obviously, I would also be interested in a line of sets. That's kind of been my thing for however long. Oh, snap, I just realized the face reveal is turning 10 in a few months.
That's crazy.
I know, right? So, I know. That's just me. I think I'd love to see a show. I'd love to see something that a media that's worth engaging with.
I mean, of course I agree. I'm with you on everything you just said. That was always the pipe dream. But I do think like I have more reservations about such a thing if it were to happen, because I want to talk about this more like eventually. I know we mentioned it kind of like last time, like maybe one day only revival of the Brick Feed podcast, State of Lego. I don't know, maybe not. But like at some point, whether on this show or some other show, I want to talk about the state of Lego. I've never been more out of touch and apathetic towards Lego as a brand than I am right now. You bring back Bionicle in this climate, it's getting smart bricks. We're getting smart bricks built into Toamata torsos. Do you want that? I don't want that. Because then you're gonna get upstaged as a Liwa voice actor by a synthesizer.
Ooh.
And I'm not really joking. That's probably what would happen.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Yeah, like I'm not memeing. So I'm in general, I've never been lower on the idea of a proper Bionicle revival than I am right this second, because I don't feel like modern Lego has the chops to even come close. Try modern Lego, I don't think we're even clearing like G2 in terms of like products.
Yeah.
Now, from a media perspective, that's a bit different. I think you could do something cool. I would love a show. Dragons Rising is pretty good. I think my opinion of Dragons Rising is going down the further in it goes. Maybe it'll stick the landing, maybe not. If you want to hear me talk about that more, go listen to Ninjago Cast on Bindo Brick's YouTube channel. We just did episode 100 the other day, and Eljay was even there.
Yes, indeed.
But I think, I would like to see a Bionicle show, because you're right. We've never, like, Journey to One counts, but, like, it was midway through an existing story. It had to abridge a lot. Then it got abruptly canceled. Like, we've never actually seen how it could play out. Hold a gun to my head, be like, what would you want? I would want a game. I would want a fully fleshed out, at least AA budget, if not AAA budget, Bionicle video game. I'm not talking a simple platformer. as cool as it is, I'm not even talking about something like Masks of Power, where you like run around and do platforming challenges. I'm talking about like an RPG, like a story driven action RPG. Think, Dark Souls, to use the everyman example, where you collect gear, upgrade your character, collect masks, collect armor, have a skill tree with abilities you can unlock and spec into. Whether you play as a custom character or a Toa and then you build a party consisting of the other Toa, that I don't know. I could hear arguments for both because you could play as a Takanuva kind of seventh Toa self insert a la, Takua with the other six Toa as characters, or you could just play as like, one of them and then the rest of your Toa would be like your party members. Or you could play as a Matoran. I wouldn't really want that though, because I'm not envisioning something like Monog. I'm envisioning something like bigger in scope than Monog. And you have a story where you travel across the island, interacting with different villages, doing side quests, doing main quests, fleshing out the different Matoran and the cultures of the different villages through interacting with them, and then ultimately culminating in like having to fight Makuta. And then maybe there's like a post game, or maybe not, where you can like unlock hidden bosses past that point. That's what I would want to see, because I think that's Bionicle's strength. I think a show could go good, could also not. A Bionicle game would let you immerse into the world, and that's what people really like. Now, would it still need products? Probably. They're not just going to license the rights. So then you run into the same issue as before. But, that's just kind of where my head's at.
I love that
but
answer.
I'd be happy with either.
That's a much better answer, honestly. I think that'd be tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Mom.
So that is all we got.
Yeah,
Truthfully, we could keep going, but wait, what?
There are a couple of super chats.
Oh, my bad. Read them.
Evershadow, $5. Sorry, this is off topic as well, but Liwa versus LJ's mock isn't the only difference is that LJ gets a flannel shirt. Thoughts? It is not the only difference. In fact, it technically isn't a part of it at all. We did a video, years ago at this point, and I'll try and find it quickly, but it's a video covering Bionic Recur Unit, which is a Bionicle fan game that's a lot of fun. And in it, you can make your own character, you can make your own Toa. Yeah, it's new Bionicle fan game, Bionic Recur Unit Let's Play. Is from March 17th of 2024. And in that, we make our own characters, and of course we make ourselves, and I post a side-by-side showing the differences. Delrun plays, $5. Meso versus LJ was called Monog with Meso.
Real.
That's so accurate.
Good times.
There are a handful of other comments that are really good as well. That I'll speed through. Let me see. Where are they? Evershadow. If we got some strings pulled, would LJ let Lego use his voice in a Liwa Smart Brick? Well, now we're talking.
They don't actually play lines. They're just synthesizers.
True.
They make noises. If they played actual lines,
that might be
they would be 20 times cooler than they actually are.
Yeah. Suddenly Oranges. Tahu would have won if he just locked in.
I mean, true. I don't know why he used the Vahi when he did, and I don't know why he went for the Nova Blast instead of Stasis Field. So I actually agree with you.
Yeah. But no, that's all I got.
All right. I mean, we could keep going. I'm sure you guys are very engaged in the chat tonight, and this was a really fun Neck and Jay, but we do have some other stuff we gotta take care of before the night is too far gone.
Yeah, I will say this was a blast. I'm very grateful to Death Battle for doing this. This has felt very re-energizing, and I think this really does. We can have an entire conversation talking about the state of the Bionicle community and how nothing is going on. This felt like something. It felt like an event. It felt like a thing people can sink their teeth into. It felt like something that they can talk about and enjoy. And I've been seeing so much fan art and discussion from this. And this has been an energizing event that has been so much fun to be a part of, you know, in this capacity. Like it's just
It really was fun.
It's been awesome. And I love stuff like this that happens. And I hope we get to see more of it at some point. Just really, really good stuff. I love it.
Truly. I know they don't, they're not tapped into this whatsoever, probably, but, shout outs to the Death Battle team for like giving a shot in the arm to a fandom that desperately needs it a lot of the time.
Yes.
Like just some pure, unbridled, like positivity, just a cool thing to have happen.
Yeah.
Big shout outs and to the team, the behind its production, like absolutely phenomenal work you guys did.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Yep. No, this was great. And I mean, if the Death Battle team is tuned in, my email is ljjohnson@gmail.com. It's ELJAYJOHNSEN. Just saying. Dozens of videos as measly. I'm putting it out there. I'm just saying.
LJ, one more super chat.
Delwaran plays $5. Fans after being energized by Death Battle. I feel the power. And to wrap it up, Apartment D Films. Unity, Duty, Destiny.
Yeah, go subscribe to Apartment D Films. Not only are they do they actually do phenomenal work, but they're gonna apparently do a full behind the scenes video soon. So go subscribe and watch that.
Absolutely. I'll put a link to their channel in the description below as well. Great.
Okay, one final comment.
Oh, no.
Green Tornado X, can't wait for Valika versus Ross's
And
mess.
we're done. And World of Cards Entertainment, $1.99. Delaying the stream. Gonna watch a 13-hour lore vid.
Please do. It's a blast. And like Ben Saint's lore video is really good. It's informative. Duck Brix's lore videos are also really good, but I don't like that he did it in chronological order instead of release order. That's a big thing for me. And then Noah Greenspan, I would also really recommend. His are my favorite because they're just really funny, but they're also heavily editorialized and abridged and mainly meant to be funny rather than comprehensive. But
Maybe
shout outs.
maybe we need to do one.
Maybe.
It's a nice blend, like not too long so that it's digestible, but something like really accurate and like gets the gist and is in not chronological order but release order.
Yeah, for sure. We can think about that for sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But for now, have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for engaging with this. It ended up being
It was
more or
2
less
hours.
the average length.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have a good night. We
All
have
right.
stuff to do.
Music's
but,
playing.
We are up.
In a second.
All right.
It's not actually playing. Oh, it's so loud. I'm so sorry. There we go.
Oh, no.
All right, it's playing.
I'm Meso.
I'm LJ.
And streaming to you from a golden beach. This was Snack and Jay.